Okay, good morning all. Now we are going to discuss about the topic what we have started in the last class. So meanwhile, the remaining students and participants are going to join in the session. Okay, every time they are going to create some new things when I started my class, right? So from today onwards, I shall allow you to join up to 10:10. So just I will give you 10 minutes time for joining the session. Okay, so please come to the classes regularly. Okay, just join the class before 10 minutes, before 5 minutes, at least before, or at least you uh, by sharply by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever it may be. Okay, see, when I started delivering the contents, obviously uh, there may be a chance of getting technical problems. So that's why I'm requesting each and every one of you, please try to admit the session. I mean, try to join the session before 5 minutes of the commencement of actual class. That may be either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, whatever it may be, whatever may be the time is. But please, right? Okay. So the last topic that we have started in the chapter number 1 is the Vibus formation using the direct inspection method. See, most of the times, Vibus is a very important for obtaining the load flows are at a particular bus. Okay, in order to obtain the real power, reactive power, uh, currents, voltage at a particular specific bus, you need to obtain the Vibus for that particular bus. Without having the information regarding the Vibus, we cannot solve the load flow solutions. Okay, so load flows are also called as a power flow solutions. Later, the second chapter, we are going to start that load flow solutions. So in this same aspect, already we have completed the first method of formation of fibers, that is singular transformation. Later, we have started direct inspection method of determining fibers for a particular system or particular network. Okay, so when we compare these two methods, direct inspection method and singular transformation method, obviously uh, my suggestion is you please try to follow the direct inspection method of determining the fibers. Okay, see, maybe the method is different but the final answer should be the same. So whatever may be the answer you are getting in the case of singular transformation, again you are going to get the same answer with the direct inspection method also. But what is the difference between direct inspection method and the singular transformation method? So in both the cases, you have been given a network, electrical power network or electrical network system has been directly given to you. So in the case of direct inspection method, you are going to determine or you are going to apply the KCL at a particular nodes, and you are going to apply the algebraic equations. Later from the algebraic equations, we are going to obtain the matrices Vibus. So Ibus is equal to Vibus into Vbus, etc. We are going to have. And in the case of singular transformation, you are trying to draw a graph, and from that graph, first of all, you need to identify the number of elements and the number of nodes in that specified graph. Okay, so by using that, first of all, you are going to obtain element node incidence matrix, and after that bus incidence matrix. By using those two incidence matrices, you can obtain the singular transformation that is given by A transpose into Y into A. So if you multiply both all these three matrices, you will get the Y bus uh, for the particular system what he has given, right? So that is another case. So this is the basic differentiation between the formation of fibers using direct inspection method and the singular transformation method. Unless you are specifically asked to use a particular method, but you please follow the direct okay. uh, so please try to understand the situation also. Okay, so which method is convenient to you, obviously you can follow that one, right? Just to we shall wait for 2 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. We shall start the problems. With those two problems, we are going to conclude this particular chapter number 1. Okay. So later, we are going to start the chapter number 2. So meanwhile, I will give you the material regarding this chapter number 1. You just try to practice. See, uh, you are going to have more number of problems in the textbook. Okay, so while I am giving you the material, means that material contains the derivative part, expressions, etc., etc. It does not contains so many problems. But when you practice more number of problems, obviously you can able to solve any problem in that particular concept. That is my intention. Okay, right. Now I am going to share my screen here. Just you go through this. See, yesterday already we have seen this. Just now I told you that again you are repeating the same. I have started just after 10 minutes. Okay, still the more number of people are going to join the session. Right now you see here the problem is already we have seen this problem in the last class, and I already given you some hints, but I don't know how many of you have solved that one. But again, for your purpose, I'm going to solve the same problem. Please try to understand why I am taking this much of time to explain each and every problem. Why? Because that is the importance of problem in this particular subject. So that's why I'm easily taking 1 to 2 classes for explaining each and every problem. Okay. So as a part of cooperation, you need to take down the same problem on your notes parallelly, so that you will be able to understand how I am going to solve the problem. Okay, and you will also realize how to solve a problem in this particular concept, right? Please note down the problem. Okay, simple problem. The problems in chapter number 1 is very simple. So definitely you will be able to get a full out of full. That means 14 out of 14 marks directly, if you know, and if you are having very good knowledge in the problem solving skills, right? So in my point of view, chapter number 2 is somewhat difficult when we compared with the remaining chapters. Why? Because load flow solutions. Obviously, the load flow solution is a computer iterative methods. Okay, so that is a randomly we are assessing the variables. Okay, that has been not been completed by considering only one iteration. Sometimes it may take 5 iterations, sometimes it may take 10 iterations, or sometimes it may take 20 iterations, or sometimes it may take 50 iterations also. That is iterative process. So we are not going to have that much of capability of solving that many number of equations. Okay, so that's why in my point of view, students feel that load flow analysis and power flow analysis is a very difficult chapter, that in order to understand, at the same time in order to attempt those questions in your university exams also. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, that is also very easy when we concentrate on the classroom teaching, right? Later we will discuss those topics, but today we are going to complete these two problems. With this, we are going to conclude this chapter number 1 today, and from tomorrow onwards we shall start the chapter number 2, right? So this is I1 and this is I2. This is a bus number 1, bus number 2, bus number 3. Now this is the impedance have been connected in between bus number 1 and 2. Now this is Z13, or you can also consider that as a Z31. Now this is a Z23. Simply, okay, now this is the case, so this is Y30. Okay, now you see here, now this is the problem, and for this you are asked to determine, or you are asked to obtain Y bus for this particular network. So this is an electrical network. Okay, for the same problem you can also apply the singular transformation. Suppose if you are applying singular transformation, first of all you people have to identify how many nodes are there, including the reference node, okay, and how many elements that are connected in between any two buses. So first of all, you need to draw a graph for this particular system. Why? Because from that graph only you are able to get the element node incidence matrix and bus incidence matrix. Okay, and that is the case. That is a procedure you need to follow. Suppose if you are going to have that singular transformation method is used to obtain Y bus. But in this particular case, direct inspection method, now you are able to understand the clear difference between singular transformation and the direct inspection method. So according to the direct inspection method, in the yesterday we have already deduced some expressions for having the Y bus matrix. So I bus is equal to Y bus into V bus. So all the parameters I, Y, V are the matrices, okay, which are of having different sizes, right? Now in this particular case, I'm going to write down the algebraic equation. So here you are having 3 buses, so definitely you will have 3 algebraic equations. So the first algebraic equation is at bus number 1, second algebraic equation is at bus number 2, third algebraic equation is at bus number 3, right? Now you see here, first I'm going to write down, I'm going to apply KCL for at this particular node, KCL at that particular node, right? Now you see here, so by applying KCL at this, the first algebraic equation can be written as I1 is the total incoming current, which is equals to incoming current is equal to sum of the outgoing current. So how many outgoing currents are there? The first outgoing current is this, second outgoing current is this. So already we know that V1, V2 and V3 are the node voltages, are the bus voltages. Okay, V1, V2, V3 are the bus voltage. So I1 is equal to the first one, the first outgoing current is this one. So here the first outgoing current is passing from bus number 1 and reaching to bus number 3. So as we all know that the first and very before going to write down this one, first of all you need to convert this impedances to admittances. So if you convert this impedance to admittance, you will get this one and this one Y12 and this is Y23. So Y12, Y13 and Y23. So it is a very, very important point you need to remember. Even though you have been given impedances in that particular graph or in that particular system what he has given, you have to convert those impedances to admittances. That is the first and foremost important point you need to remember while solving the problems in the particular chapter number 1 and chapter number 2, that too Y bus formation, right? So I is equal to y, we already we know that. So V is nothing but V1. This is the first outgoing current. V1 minus V3 into, so what is this one? So Y13. Okay, so you do not have the information regarding Y31 and Y23, so etc. Obviously, Y13 is equal to Y31 here, Y12 is equal to Y21, Y23 is equal to Y32, whatever it may be. So after obtaining all those elements, you can able to identify how to write down the matrices, right? So this is the first in outgoing current. The second one. See why I am writing Y1 minus V3. Why? Because the current is flowing from bus number 1 to bus number 1 to bus number 3, and similarly the second current, the leaving current is from 1 to 2. Okay, so V1 minus V2, which is equal to Y12. Now you see here, this is the first algebraic equation that is obtained at bus number 1. Now we are going to separate the common terms. So V1 into Y13 and V1 into Y12. So obviously what you will get? So Y12. So Y12 plus Y13. Is it not? Y13 or Y31, whatever it may be, right? Suppose if he has given Z31 means obviously you can consider Y31, right? Now minus V2 into Y12 minus V3 into Y13. So this is equation number 1. Now equation number 2. So what is equation number 2? So directly we are going to write down that. So equation number 2, this is the incoming current, outgoing currents are V2 minus V1. Please try to understand how I am going to write down all these things. V2 minus V1 into Y21, or you can also consider this as Y12. Why? Because already has given that. Y12, current is now in this direction. Okay, so V2 minus V1 into Y12 plus V2 minus V3 into Y23. Now obviously what you will get? So minus V1 into Y12 plus V2 into sorry minus V3 into Y23. Right, now you see here the first algebraic equation. Here I forgot to write V1 here, so we will also have one more term V1. Now in this case, minus V1 into Y12 plus V2 into Y12 plus Y23 minus V3 into Y23. Now this is the second algebraic equation. Now the third one is very, very important. Now see here, so I3 is not an incoming current. Here I3 is the outgoing current. So obviously you can consider there is a negative in negative direction. So I3 is equal to, now what are the incoming currents? Now what are the incoming currents here? What are the incoming currents? Now you see here. So incoming current is V1 minus V3. Okay. Incoming current, the first incoming current is this one. Second incoming current is this one. Okay. And you will also have one more term, that is Y30, I think. Right, Y30. So directly I'm going to write down here. You just go through this. Minus Hello. Okay, I'm sorry that unexpectedly all the participants, including me, also got muted. Okay, now don't worry about that. Okay. Now, so just now we have completed that VIBUS formation using direct inspection method. So you can able to first write down the algebraic equations by considering each and every bus. So in this particular problem, we have three buses. So obviously the final VIBUS is also having the size 3 by 3. Okay. Now we are going to see one more problem. So in the previous problem, I have not given you the values, but in this case, so instead of that y13, y12, etc., etc., now we are going to take the values, right? Now draw the power system network first of all. So this is the system that what he has given, right? Right. Now this is the system, and for this system, the number of admittances have been mentioned like this. Now you see here, this is just wait a moment. How many buses? So one, two, three, four. So bus number one. Now this is bus number two. That's correct. Bus number two, and this is bus number three, and this is bus number four. So out of, in this particular system, there are four buses that already has given that. So now this is the source. Now this is J1. Please observe the values that I am going to write down here. Why? Because all these are impedances, not admittances. Sir, I think you people got some doubts, sir. How think we analyze that the given values are impedances or admittances? So impedances are always mentioned in terms of positive quantities. That means plus J1 here. Admittances are always minus J term. Please try to understand that one. Why? Because j and 1 by j. So 1 by j means minus j. Why? Because minus 1 can be considered as j square. So j square by j. So j and j gets cancelled and you will have minus j. So minus j indicates that that is the admittance. Okay. So these are impedances. So j 0.4, and again this is j 0.8, j 0.2, and this is also j 0.2. Now this is j.08. Now you see here the problem has not now is completed. So this is the problem what he has given, and you are asked to determine Y bus. You are asked to determine Y bus, form Y bus, right? And in the previous problem, you have been given directly either Z12, Z21, and Z31, etc. But in this particular case, instead of those impedances, he has directly mentioned J1, J.4, J.8, J.2, J.2, right? The first and foremost important point you need to remember while doing or while proceeding with the next step is, first of all, you have to convert all the impedances to admittances. Why? Because now you are going to form admittance matrix, not in impedance matrix. First of all, in order to obtain admittances, first of all you need to convert the given impedances and convert all the impedances. Hello students, is my voice is audible? Hello. See, unexpectedly, the problem occurs today. I don't know what is the reason behind this. Okay, so already just now you have see. That's why I'm requesting each and every one of you. You please take down the problem. Take down the problem. Okay, parallel with me. Why? Because if this case occurs several times, obviously it may not be that much easy to draw the same diagram, etc. Right? First of all, you people have to convert the already. I think you have noted the problem just now we draw here. You please try to convert the impedances to admittances. At bus number 1, you will have one source in impedance in series with the source, impedance in series with the source. So if you convert that J1 to impedance, obviously you will get minus J1. Similarly, J.4 is nothing but minus J2.5. Okay. Just roughly I'm trying to draw here. So this is minus J1 and this is minus J1.5, 1.25. This is minus J2.5. If I convert all the impedances to admittances, so these are the values obtained after converting all the impedances to admittances. Now here minus J5, and similarly this is also minus J5, and this is minus J12.5, minus J12.5. So this is the network after converting all the impedances to admittances. Now this is bus number 2. So as I already told you that the size of the matrix Y bus depends on completely the number of buses. So here 4 number of buses are there. Obviously you will get 4 by 4 size. So Y bus is equal to 4 by 4. Okay, now I will give you the answer. You please verify your answer with my answer, and if you find any difficulties and discrepancies, obviously you can able to tell me so that I will clarify your doubts. So Y bus is equal to, so this is the final answer that I am going to give you, right? So minus J 8.5. This is the final answer. Tomorrow we will complete this problem, right? So this is also J 2.5, J5, 0. And similarly J 2.5 minus J 8.75. Please note down the answer at somewhere else so that you will have some idea how to solve this. 0, and this is J5 and J5 and J22.5, J12.5, and this is 0, 0, J12.5. The last one is minus J12.5. Please don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about this. Why? Because you just see here J12 is equal to J21, J31 is equal to J13. Okay, J41 is equal to J14 is equal to J24. Okay, most of the times all the elements that means J12 or Y12 or Y21, Y13, Y31, Y41, Y14, all the matrices, all the elements are equal sometimes. Okay, this is the final answer. But anyway, today I'm very really sorry for having inconveniences in the middle of the session. So we can able to solve this problem in tomorrow's class also, right? Do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts?